This is Ryan and Michelle, and welcome to the Celebrate MarriageCast 5-Minute Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Love the weekend, and we just want to say this. If you're in the area, we would love to see you at Celebrate Community Church. You can always find us online as well as celebrate.church. But we have a fun 5-Minute Friday for you today. And I would say, I think every 5-Minute Friday is fun.
Yeah.
For a few reasons. 1, they're Friday.
Yeah.
2, they're short and sweet challenges that we give to you to implement in your marriage, ideally over the weekend or within the next week. And we hope it brings just a moment of connection between you and your spouse, or if you're dating, you and your partner, as you work to have that godly relationship. So, Ryan, today's topic is share a thing.
Share a thing, okay.
Share a thing. Or I remember our son saying this when he was 3 or 4, he would say, share is care. Sharing is caring. No, not sharing is caring. He'd actually say
share.
This directed at his sister Ella. He'd say, and typically it was about sharing candy or food.
Right.
Say, Ella, share is care.
Yeah.
Share is care. So here's your assignment: to share a thing with your spouse. And this really gets into just being vulnerable and intimate with your spouse on a daily basis with what's happening in your world. And it kind of goes back to this whole concept of drift. Ryan, you remember we've talked about this a number of times, but when you come home after a long day, it can be really tempting to, how was your day? Your kids probably do this. How was school? It was good. It was fine. What did you learn? I don't know. Nothing. How was work? It was fine. If you can find something to share about your day, that lets your spouse into your world.
Yeah.
So, hey, I got to go on a really cool tour of this new, partner we're working with at work. And here's what I learned. And here's what it made me think about. Here's some thoughts I have about, this, the future of technology or innovation, or it made me think of this idea, or I wondered XYZ, or I learned ABC. Let your spouse in to your world because it helps your connection. And I think it also helps your relationships. So you're not just the saying, 2 ships passing in the night. It makes you less of a transactional household where you're just doing stuff with the kids, you're just doing chores and this and that, but it really lets them into your intimate world, into your brain and into your heart.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a great point, Michelle. I also think something else just popped in my head as I'm thinking about this. As you share things throughout your day, or come up with that one thing to share, it also, I think, helps open your own eyes to some of the cool things that happen in your day that you might just pass over. I'm afraid I do this. Like, cool things happen, but when I'm looking for cool things, you see cool things.
Sure. And
when you're sharing and you're opening up that world to your spouse, just as you said, you're gonna come so much closer together.
I think a tip for our listeners too is jot it down or type it up in a note in your phone, or even just send a message to your spouse and say, hey, remind me to tell you about this funny thing that happened at the coffee shop, or this funny sign that I saw or something. Because I'll have those moments too during my day where I'll think, oh, Ryan would really think that is funny. But if you don't make an effort to remember that or something, you're just probably going to forget it and not have that fun moment of connection. But that kind of lets them know, hey, I was thinking about you during the day and this situation happened and it reminded me of this other time. Do you remember when, blah, blah, blah. And it's a fun chance to connect with your spouse. So Ryan, you want to give the assignment?
Love it. Yeah. So as Michelle said, your assignment this weekend and the week ahead is to share something. Share something throughout your day, open up your world, and see how much closer you become.
Thank you so much for joining us on this 5-Minute Friday. Join us for services this weekend at Celebrate Church, and we hope you have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.